What's up, everybody? WrestleMania just ended. Roman Reigns is the new champ. Now I'm going to tell you why and where WrestleMania failed at. Let's start with the recent match. Triple H versus Roman Reigns. It wasn't a really good match at all. You kind of missed Seth Rollins. Unfortunately, Triple H had to step in because Seth Rollins got hurt. But the match wasn't that good. Stephanie got speared. That was pretty cool. But the match, there was a kind of, again, this WrestleMania was more hype. Elijah, stop passing gas. This WrestleMania was the hype WrestleMania, but it didn't live up to the hype. I kind of figured that, with the match before the start of it, the pre-show with the Usos and the Dudleys, that was a pretty good match. Okay, they put on a pretty good show. Thinking going into the WrestleMania that it'll be all right. I don't even want to mention Ryback because that's who they're showing right now. I'm very disappointed in what they're doing with Ryback. What? No, he's actually like, you did so weird. But anyway, I thought because the Dudleys and the Usos had a really good match. Usos be getting like 10 feet in the air when they jump off the top of the ring. So again, before that was the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, which Corbin Dallas won from NXT. I don't even know who he is. Apparently, I haven't been watching NXT in a few weeks. What was the match before that? Huh? Undertaker and Shane. Again, that was a hype match. But again, it did not live up to the hype. Other than the highlight, as I mentioned earlier, Shane jumping off at the top of the ring, off the top of the 20 foot in the air. That was it. What was the match before that? The Rock comes out. He had an hour. He comes out. Bray Wyatt comes out. Here's a chance that the WWE has a chance to get Bray over even more as a heel. Beat up The Rock or whatever. Let John Cena come out and run out, whatever. Beat up John Cena too. Bam! They didn't do that. They even had an opportunity to have a match between Rock and Bray Wyatt. They blew that. And here's the thing. Bray Wyatt, since he's been in the WWE as Bray Wyatt, definitely deserves a title before Zack Ryder. I'm sorry, Zack. Woo. I like Zack, but you can't give him a title before Bray. I think he deserves TV time or whatever, but no. They've wronged Bray Wyatt. They just don't know what to do. And he's the Cactus Jack. Let's just throw him at this person and see what happens. Let's throw him at that person to see what happens. So they failed in that aspect. The Andre the Giant, I said that. One. The Divas match, I'm hard on the women. I thought that was a good match. Brock and Dean could have been way much better because they had it in a street fight. Had it just been a regular wrestling match, Dean being kind of like the, what's his name, Dolph Ziggler, he's just always coming back. He's always fighting back. That near, I think it would have gone over a little bit more that way, but they didn't do that. So Brock ended up beating him in the middle of the ring fair and square, and it's just over just like that. So again, that was a bunch of hype that didn't live up to it. What was the other match? Who? Jericho and AJ. That was a good match. I thought AJ was going to win. I didn't quite understand why Jericho had to win that match to get AJ over more, and I'm actually glad that they put him in there because, you had somebody to feud with. Personally, I think they can take this match to the next pay-per-view. But that was actually a pretty decent match. So it was decent. I'd say they got it right on that one. What was the other match? The tag team match. How do you not defend your titles on the biggest stage of them all? Your title's not up for grabs? That just doesn't make any sense. And I went on their Facebook page and people just killed New Day. Nobody liked the tag match. Again, the tag division is horrible. They put the Wyatt family back together, but they're not a tag team. I like New Day now that they're kind of like, we don't care, like what you say or whatever. But now they're bringing them into a face versus keeping them as a heel. And I think that's just wrong because I don't think it's going to play the way that it should play. But the tag match could have been better, but it was okay. Again, I said Stone Cold, Mick Foley, and HBK came out, and that was like the highlight pretty much of that match. Stone Cold hitting the stunner on the League of Nations, and then hitting the stunner on Xavier Woods, which you knew that was going to happen. And Stone Cold, you know he wasn't going to dance. What else match? The ladder match. That was the match of the night. They stole the show. Kevin Owens, Zack Ryder winning it. So WWE had a chance to make this probably the best WrestleMania ever. I think if you compare it to last year's WrestleMania, wasn't last year's WrestleMania where Triple H versus Sting, right? Yes. They could have definitely took it up a notch because of the NWO coming out and everything like that. That was hot. But I think they failed. 101,000 people in there, and they failed them. I don't think they did a very good job putting WrestleMania over. So I think they failed in just about every category except for the pre-match between the Dudleys, the ladder match, and the Divas match, and AJ Styles and Jericho. Other than that, everything else was, to me, was a bust. Shaq coming down in the Andre the Giant thing was a bust. That was just stupid. Shaq is not a good actor. He's definitely not a good wrestler. Seeing DDP, what was his point coming down or whatever in the match? And Tatanka, that tells you that this match is horrible, that you got to bring Tatanka of all people. They didn't even know who Tatanka was. It's like, who's that guy? And I was like, that's Tatanka. He's an Indian. DDP came out and stuff like that. But, I mean, come on. You don't have, again, put a title shot in it. Make it for the heavyweight champion. I mean, because it's kind of like an underdog match. I saw Triple H is bringing back the cruiserweights, but this WrestleMania failed. WrestleMania 32 was a huge failure.